You're going to come into day 2, and there's a risk that the person you're playing has rid themselves of the cobwebs.
140.
Now, we might focus on the missed doubles from yesterday, but there were some cracking performances, particularly Ross Smith, who you mentioned. But that game that Gilding had
59
on this stage last night with Gabriel Clemens, that was thrilling. Would gladly go through that again. I'm not sure Gabe would say the same.
I think many would have expected that one to be more of a scrap, but it was real high quality and drama. Probably the game of the evening last night, probably the game of the tournament so far. But this was an outstanding start from Wessel Nijman on an 11 darter against the throw. Danny nowhere particularly close. Double 10. Now double 16. This is very, very good from Wessel Nijman, who's clearly been practicing on the outer ring. We know his scoring is sensational. He can live with the very best.
What are your thoughts on that?
I quite like the idea of that being a partnership. The steady Eddie type of Danny Noppert, and then Jan van Veen can go up, absolutely pulverise the board, average in the sort of 110s. Then Danny Noppert can finish things off if it works out like that.
Time will tell, but somebody's getting into gear here.
60. Danny,
and as Wessel just comes off the top a little bit. Danny will fancy this now. I'm surprised he didn't start in the 19s there. I think if you get 5 19s, he'll leave tops, and he prefers tops.
95.
It's worked out for the best. Never question an operation from an armchair.
134. Danny required 40.
Danny Noppert loves tops. Doesn't mind double 10 either. There we go, it's 2 apiece, and Wessel Nijman's level has dropped off since a very fast start.
And fancy 180 calling. They have a responsibility for player management, player welfare,
100.
and crowd management.
Not just about shouting numbers. Many roles and responsibilities of a PDC referee.
100.
It felt like this game started red hot. It's now a little tepid. Someone's got to take this game by the scruff of the neck.
100.
Otherwise, if it continues this way, it's going to be a trudgy 6-5.
18 or treble. Well, he didn't need to go for the bullseye route with Noppert on 185.
And watch what happens next. He hasn't had double 16 since leg 2.
Do you think he's going to hit it first time?
I think he will.
65. Wessel, you require 32.
Wrong. Turns out
Danny
it is not
120.
just the top of the board. And Danny Noppert is smelling something. Well, it was an opportunity after all.
Well, I was going to make the point that those are the kinds of shots that Danny Noppert licks his lips at and hoovers up. Very James Wade-esque in that way, those checkouts between sort of 80 and 120. Normally have
80.
Danny's number on them.
Wessel, you require
Maybe his
16.
confidence is a little bit dented at the minute. That'll be a relief for Wessel.
Wessel Nijman.
For all of the Dutch dart players, because they all want to win their home event. But unfortunately, the Danny Noppert form is not prime. But if he could dig his way out of this one, he would again prove just how resolute he can be.
180.
He's having to swim against the Wessel Nijman tide. Because he is such a mild-mannered character, we don't normally associate Noppert with being a scrapper and a fighter, but he really is. He'll have to scrap and fight here. He will get a chance to take 135 out.
104. Danny, you require 135.
Starting on the bullseye. That should be a good guide if he hits treble 20, which he does. Bullseye for Danny Noppert. What a skin saver that could be.
Danny Noppert.
Wonderful shot from Danny Noppert, just as Wessel was ready to strike 41.
2025 for Nijman is his second album.
96.
It might not be as good as last year's, but there's still a few tracks to record. Here we go again. It's just impossible to get rid of this guy. That's what makes him an incredible teammate for the Netherlands. Imagine having someone like this in your team.
60. Danny, you require 134.
Just feels like a calming influence. Had to be when he was paired with Dirk. Two tops, Danny. There's one.
114.
And one of the tracks he could record would be Killing Me Softly. That's how we beat you on the dartboard.
There'd be nothing soft about a 145. Slight shake of the head from Wessel.
105.
He maybe thinks
Danny,
he's
you
done.
require 20.
Double 10 for Danny Noppert. Now double 5. That's 2. Match darts gone. That's 3. Not 4 though. Danny Noppert, how have you done that? In the early stages, Wessel Nijman started like a train. Noppert was nowhere to be seen. But in typical fashion, he dug in. He just finds a way of hanging on. And Danny Noppert is able to overcome Wessel Nijman. The first time he's led in the match was from the winning dart.
But Lukeman got his first win on the European Tour for this season yesterday as well.
140.
Seeing a lot of breaking ducks here in Sindelfingen. No ducks were harmed.
That keeps Lukeman at arm's length.
180. $105.
I can get behind that shot.
Requires 71.
Hurdle to 18. And he hits the hurdle. Might cost him the race in like 3.
31. Martin, you require 120.
Never take your singles for granted. Professional players spend a good 15 minutes on singles in their warm-up.
Chance for a break.
80.
Chance not taken.
Damon, you require 40.
That's better.
Games on the third leg. Damon Heta.
Second 17 darter of the game. Oh, you tease.
140.
But one missed treble aside, this really is hot right now from Lukeman.
57.
If you're in his position, he's a reserve, remember. Wasn't even supposed to be in this tournament. Make the most of it.
134.
Make the most of playing like this as well.
He got the call Thursday before last saying, "Oh, Martin, you're on the reserve list and we've had a pull-out, so you're in the Euro Tour." And he was told it was the one in Graz, Austria last week. So he immediately booked his rather expensive last-minute flight
60.
there, only to
Martin,
get a phone call
47.
40 minutes later saying, "Sorry, mate, we're meant Sindelfingen." Double 16.
31.
Not found, but he will get more chances. And the thing is, Martin Lukeman isn't entirely blameless here because he said, "You know, on the back of my mind, I knew because I lost in the first round of qualifying for Graz, so I don't see how I could have been on the reserve list." So he has to take a portion of the blame there.
100. Martin, you require 16.
Always ask why.
Games on the
Well, the
fifth
question
leg.
was where right there.
Martin Lukeman.
Right there. 3-2 lead.
Sixth leg and Martin at
And
third
Lukeman
first.
deserves this lead. He wants to be the highest ever ranked Australian. And if he can figure out
140.
how to win more Euro Tours and to be better on massive TV stages. That is inevitable.
Where did Whitlock get? 4?
4 is ringing
58.
bells right now,
Damon, you
yeah.
require 104.
104 required. Drag that into the 4 segment. Martin Lukeman just a little meerkat over to look at the scoreboard.
$44.
If
Martin,
Smash
you
was to find
require
this,
152.
this would be catastrophic for the number 6 seed.
Oh, this looks like game over if this goes. A little far away. He's going to leave himself handily placed. And Damon Heta,
100.
he's only had
Damon, you
5
require
darts at double in the
60.
game. Get a couple more. The centre of the hockey.
50.
But missing again, and that might be
Martin,
that
you
for Damon
require
Heta, because this
52.
for a breaker throw, and he'd be throwing for a 6-2 win, Martin Lukeman. And his finishing has been very good this weekend. And it
Games
continues
on the
to be
7th
so.
leg.
Martin Lukeman 5-2 up.
Lukeman.
He has only beaten Heta twice in their 10 previous meetings. Both of them were on the European Tour.
That's the dot he's been looking for all game. It's amazing what happens when you get that right.
180.
You get the first dart right, things
155.
get easier. He can speed up. He feels more comfortable playing at a better speed.
77.
But it's not been
Damon, you
there for him, and
require
it's just been a stuttering
167.
performance. And he's having to take out shots like this just to stay in the game. Can he do it? No, he can't. And Martin Lukeman should get a match start. He might get a couple, and the way he's
139.
finishing, you sort of fancy
Martin,
him to
you
take it.
require 78.
And you can see how big this is for Lukeman. That massive, slow exhalation. He wants this finished now. He finishes it. He was the better player, and he wins the last 5 legs to get a 6-2 victory. And when he was coming through yesterday against Pratnama, he spoke with Filip Brzezinski on the stage, and he said, I want to leave this place and I want to get ready for Heta. He was up for it, and again, he puts out the spike strips on the speedy Damon Heta.
Already Klose's 3rd European Tour appearance of the year, which is impressive considering he doesn't have a tour card, and those post-nation qualifiers could be very fruitful for him. He fights to get back on the tour next year. Get some solid match practice in before Q School.
It could work out quite nicely for him. It's easier for Daniel Klose to get on the European Tour repeatedly by being a non-tour card holder than it is being on the tour.
57.
Extraordinarily hard for the guys near the bottom of the rankings to get regularly in these events.
55.
But with 8 in Germany, host
138.
nation qualifier options are there. Not going to take the 138, but Michael Smith still more than 100 points away from finishing the lag himself.
58. Michael Qual 102.
Could have gone bullseye with his last dart, instead leaves a 3-darter, which he doesn't take.
86.
The arm
Daniel
gesture
Qual,
signifies how
80.
far away it was.
Well, that is the biggest, fattest 20 you ever did see. And that is double
On the
top for a
second
2-0
leg,
lead.
Daniel Klose. $125. $59.
He should be
Michael
okay,
Qual,
Bully Boy, in this
116.
leg. Double 19. Wrong side of the wire.
48. Daniel Qual 152.
Michael Smith might storm off the stage as Klose takes this. He's not going to.
$60. Michael Class 68.
He's had one dart at double so far. But he pins his second. Michael Smith is on the board in this game. But this isn't prime Michael Smith right now. His injury problems, all sorts of stuff. And he's under pressure, a pressure he hasn't felt for a long while.
100. $90. Daniel Qua 80.
Huge pressure on Bully Boy if Klose takes this. Likes to loop the darts. And he loops it into tops. Wonderful from Daniel Klose. Michael Smith has been good on the outer ring, but so has Daniel Klose, nearly equally as good, and he's giving himself more chances. Well, it's another two-treble visit from Daniel Klose, who has been rock solid.
99.
Daniel Klose has absolutely annihilated Michael Smith in the scoring phase. Those two treble visits. He has battered Michael Smith in that particular metric. And he's given him chances, and he's been very good at taking them. Doesn't get a chance to win it in this visit, but Michael Smith is needing a bit of magic.
41. Michael Claw 144.
Maybe a bit of luck as well. This could be magic. Double 12. Not quite magical, Mike, and Daniel Klose will return for 63 to win the match and for a third career win against the former world champion.
Down for the 17s. To beat Michael Smith.
23. Michael Claw 12.
Double 6 for Michael Smith. Well, I've no idea where the first start went, but the second one was pretty plumb. We'll have been hoping for more, but he's got a nice score whereby he can potentially lay up tops. Is Klose wilting? Has he potentially got
83.
Images of those team match darts etched in his mind?
He had a dart at tops for a 6-3 win. He had a dart at the bull for a 6-4 win.
60.
Can he give himself a dart for a 6-5 win? He's now relying on Michael Smith missing.
7/19s leaves tops.
95.
5 of them leave 78, but Michael Smith. Potential match dart incoming. Didn't get the treble needed, and Daniel Klose will come back. He may only get one more opportunity.
Is it third time lucky for Dan the man? Oh, problem, he needs a treble. Couldn't rescue it. Daniel Klose stumbling.
38.
With the match there to be won.
74.
Can he take out 74 for the second leg running and dig himself out this hole to wriggle free? Double 10. Michael Smith has done it. It was not pretty. He's nearly demolished the board. He was battling himself all the way through that. But the bully boy has just about scraped through his opening game. And he's through to the final day. How important will that win be? Come the match play, come the Euros, come tomorrow on the final day of the European Darts Grand Prix. I know we did, for good reason, because there are likelihoods here.
180.
Strap yourselves in, everybody. This could get really good really quick. And Gary subscribes
140.
to always defending his titles. That German Darts Championship win from 2014, which was his last win before last year.
140.
He did try to defend it, and boy, did he put up one heck of a fight. But it took the second biggest Euro Tour average to take him out of that defence by MVG at Halle 39 in Hildesheim in 2015. If you want to take him off this title, Jan,
74.
you're going to have to find a very large level. We already know that from the first leg.
180 in leg number 1. This
Gary
game could be a serious
24.
test of our referee Franz Enger's pipes. As double 12 is going to be sought out by Gary Anderson. Now double 6.
18.
Pipes?
142.
Pun intended? We've just seen pipe play.
I wish it was.
Hold on. Double 14. Oh, what a shot from Van Veen.
Gian Van Veen.
In 4 legs. Who knows?
96.
Usually takes something special to knock Van Veen out of a tournament.
43.
Last week in Graz, Dirk van Dijvenbode went berserk, averaging 108 against him. In Riesa, Josh Rock averaged 107.
108.
Gary Anderson's averaging 113 right now, and he might be about to go 3-1 down.
Well, double 12 worked. How about something a little further
48.
south?
Gary Carr 22.
This was hit against him in a world final by Adrian Lewis on Dart 2 in Gary's first world final, which he lost. He looks switched on today.
96.
Just looking at Gary backstage, he was plugged in. That always used to be the worst sign. If he was distracted by someone and he was part of a conversation,
140.
you'd think, maybe I can get him today. But if he's got the earplugs in and he's spending a bit of time on his own,
180.
this is the kind of stuff that happens. And this is meteoric.
Jan Van Veen looks in
83.
disbelief
Gary
at what he's
Carr 45.
facing. Different approach, 5 for double top. That's classic Gary Anderson, and 11 darts are the best of the match. And it might not be the best at the end of the match. That's the scary prospect.
134.
This is a Super Saturday at Sindelfingen. 180 number 8. Fill it up, Gary.
This is like Newcastle versus Sheffield United. It's 8-0. But they're not goals. They're just 180s leading to chances like this.
Double 10.
111.
That was so online because his darts veer a little bit right towards the end. That's why it missed.
64. Gary Carr 20.
Well, that may be too far away, but in a good way. That may be too close.
No score. Gianni Carr 120.
They were kicking left a little bit more than usual. And he might pay the price for the misses. Double top for 4-3 up with a break of throw. Oh my word!
On the 7th leg, Gian Van Veen.
Can he get a dart for the match in this leg? It's likely. He wasn't prepared to gamble on the 60. That was smart. At least now he's got a shot.
For a 10th 180.
140.
He's determined to get it on.
64.
Now, if this goes, it would have been bedlam. But now Gary must get this.
Gary Carr 81.
Everyone except Jan wants this to go. We want more of this. And finally, some clinicality on the outer ring from Gary Anderson, who breaks Jan's throw and could go on to win what has been a pulsating match.
If you're a neutral darts fan, smart play, looking for a 1-3-3. Has to go bull, does he?
63.
Good thinking. This game's had an awful lot about it. We're not going to get a 10th 180, but we might finish on a 170. If this happens again, Gary Anderson will think he's cursed. This time, the second 60 is not found. Gary was thinking deja vu, but now it's double 18 to win a classic.
The doubling hasn't been good, but Gary Anderson gets over the line. And the Glass Palace, all in unison, stand up and applaud the efforts of the defending champion. What a sensational performance that was from the Flying Scotsman, who truly is flying. Jan van Veen can't get a win over Gary Anderson. It is a 6-5 defeat. It is a 110 average for Anderson, who is looking mighty fine to go on and retain his title.
An ideal day for Woody would be beat Dobey, Clayton beats Gilding, and Price beats Van Barneveld. That's what he was looking at this morning when he was surveying the draw. I'm not sure if this is a good or a bad time to get Dobey. His Premier League campaign hasn't really been that fruitful, but he hasn't played that bad. It's just been a very competitive few weeks.
Yeah, look, they're all beating each other, aren't they? I think it's perhaps one of the most hotly contested Premier Leagues we've had in years. But
132.
Chris Dobey not going to take the 1-3-2. He didn't play in Munich, but he did play in Graz. I think it might have been a little masterstroke. A lot of the big guns weren't in Graz. Dobey turned up, found himself in the quarterfinals. The first time he's actually put any ranking money on his European Tour Order of Merit. Treble 19. Double top to strike the first blow. What a shot, Luke Woodhouse.
On the first leg, Luke Woodhouse.
Well, until this year, you could have had Bunting and Aspinall on that list as well.
100.
But Chris Dobey has gone back-to-back 180s to start this leg. He is a guy who has hit 9 darters, not loads of them. But the ones that he's hit have all been in floor events, Players' Championships. Can he do one on the big stage for the first time?
There's your answer. He can see the lighter side of it. Look on the bright side.
85.
That is a great last start. Excellent chance to erode the gap. By half, anyway.
Chris require 56.
So to complete an excellent leg.
Yeah,
real top quality stuff from Dobey there. 11 darter to get on the board.
Luke to throw first. Game on.
Should rename that place the Per Larson Arena.
123.
That's unfortunate. He needs to fit out to leave a finish. Skews out of the treble 20 segment. Bullseye's a sensible shot. Yeah, like it.
64.
You can never accuse Dobey of not knowing the best route. It's like he's got cheat codes for his sat-nav. He knows every shortcut
90.
and every sensible player. Double 12. Another opening now. Does Woody start on the ball?
105.
He's got various options. 85 left. Tried to leave double 14, but didn't really worry that treble 19.
49.
Fascinating that 185, more people go treble 19 than ever.
Ooh, dear, that's no use. Neither is that. The only positive he can say is he did attack that double 3, but unfortunately he's left with a dart in his hand and nothing to do with it.
He's getting that sinking feeling. And Luke Woodhouse is getting that swimming feeling. But he's pushed 2 wires on the wrong side.
Require 12.
Well, thank goodness he busted the score, because now he comes back for double 6.
Does he go more conservative this time?
Yeah,
no. It's a great dart. There's no point throwing at a double like double 3 if you're not going to throw at it. He can throw from week to week, but he's aware that there's something he's doing that helps.
100.
But even so, is it going to be enough against Chris Dobey, who continues to pile in the big scores in this game? That's 180 number 3.
What he feels is about 100 times more than what we see. It's as simple as that. This is a game of microns, not millimetres.
Playing in the 20 segments. Leaves the bullseye. So close to a 12-darter.
Luke require 87.
These shots win you games. And that might win Luke Woodhouse this one. That is a big visit from Woody.
He may need something akin to what we saw from Daniel Klose in order to get a result here. Daniel had multiple chances to beat Michael Smith.
140.
This is really solid stuff from Woodhouse.
57. Luke require 104.
He might get 2 visits from here. Luke Woodhouse to reach the final day of a Euro Tour for the first time since Belgium, the first event of the year. He's going to get a match dart. Double 16 the target.
72. Chris require 154.
He's missed that by some way. Dobey can't miss anything here. And it's the wrong treble.
Story of his game, really. He's not been far off. He's played some excellent stuff. He's averaging 99, but he's missed too many chances. Luke Woodhouse hasn't missed too many in this game. And he doesn't miss there either. Luke Woodhouse into the final day of the European Darts Grand Prix. Chris Dobey draws a blank again on the Euro Tour, despite a pretty impressive display.
How good Neil Zonneveld is, because the last time they played each other was at Minehead in the Players' Championship finals. Not a tournament where Nathan has historically had great success. Neil's beat him on the stage.
Not a tournament he's always qualified for, because he hasn't been bothered to play enough floor events.
'92.
Nearly found a way to leave a finish there, Nathan, but unable to do so. Sharp start from Triple Z. 2 180s in the leg. Having absolutely walloped Ryan Searle 6-1. At least in the scoreline, it's not like his performance was amazing yesterday in round 1.
136.
He's far superior to heavy metal. This would be some start.
11-darter. And a break of throw for Neil Zonneveld. What a statement of intent that is. Nathan Aspinall nods with his lips pursed, almost with a thumbs up to Neil Zonneveld.
But Michael Smith is only just ahead of them. Richie Edhouse is 500 quid ahead of Michael Smith. Then there's a gap of like $4.5 grand to the final qualifying spot, which is currently held by Ricardo Petretsko, who isn't here this weekend. But Pikachu might be looking nervously over his shoulder as that particular trio of players move through this tournament. Whenever this to face either James Wade or Joe Cullen.
First 180 for the Asp. He still might not get a dart at double. Oh, he will now.
'84.
He will get darts at double, but he'd best make the most of them. Look where Zonneveld is.
He'll to require 40.
Should be a great marker. He makes the most of it. It's a double break of throw for Neil Zonneveld. Kevin van der Voort.
Game.
Came pretty close, seeing off the eventual champion Luke Littler.
134.
Who knows, if that had gone 6-5 the other way, might be the difference for Nathan Aspinall being in the Premier League playoffs or becoming Premier League champion at the end of this year's tournament. He's certainly competitive, as he has been in every
65.
single Premier League campaign in which he's competed.
He also required 96.
Wicked deflection. Invented a treble. Does he go 2 doubles or does he stay on treble 20? There's the answer. Now wants double 8 for a 4-0 lead. Neil Zonneveld is bossing this one against Nathan Aspinall. Nathan Aspinall in that position.
60.
Got the Premier League in Leeds coming up on Thursday. There's then the option of going to Hildesheim for the Pro Tours. Not sure yet whether he is going to go to those.
100.
Might want to put all his eggs in the Premier League basket going forward.
45. Making it require 140.
Oh, Neil Zonneveld having a poor leg for the first time in this game. Stick another in there. Beautiful stuff for a 140 checkout.
108. $83, making it require 32.
Double 16. Moves over to open the angle up. Now how does he get to double 8? How does he hit that?
Near double 11. Oh, really nicely done. Done well there to double his leg tally, Nathan Aspinall.
58.
Nicely done, first to a finish. The quality legs have come from Neil Zonneveld in this game. All his winning legs, 16 darts or better. 11 darts, a 13, a 14, a 15. Nathan has had to take 6 or 7 visits to win the 2 legs that he's got. He's been outplayed by Zonneveld from start to finish. Can wrap it up here. Double 14 for a 6-2 win. Not just yet.
Nathan, you require 152.
Well, Nathan Aspinall has had problems with the way that his darts have sat in the board, so this could be quite perilous. Well, he's not going to hit the first treble.
95.
Might just be game over. Double 7 for Neil Zonneveld, and he is through to round 3 of the European Darts Grand Prix. He is shaping up to have a splendid weekend in Sindelfingen, and that is 2 established winners that he has brushed aside. Ryan Searle yesterday, Nathan Aspinall today. The Aspinall's had a great year on the European Tour, but he's not going to add to that here. He has lost in round 2 for 2 weeks running as Neil Zonneveld progresses through to round 3.
He would have the last laugh, wouldn't he? Because he'd get in the England team and he'd win the World Cup.
180.
Okay, here we go then.
180.
We won another game that starts and ends well.
100.
Superb start from Mike.
41.
Definitely on the front foot. He wasn't against Max Hopp at the start. He was 3-0 down, and he could be 1-0 down here.
80.
Well, tops traditionally is not Rob Cross's favourite double. Will he like it on this occasion?
40.
He won't.
Mike, you require 16.
Mike's had a chance for an 11 and a 12. He just wants rid of this now.
No score. Rob, you require
He gets
40.
the dreaded no score from the referee.
Almost withering from Hugh Ware, isn't it? How did you not manage to hit double 8? Well, Cross isn't doing too well on the doubles either. Double 5, he's chasing and hits. A nod of the head from Rob Cross, perhaps acknowledging he's slightly fortunate to come away with a 1-0 lead.
Just a smidge. Well, this is the first time that Mike De Decker has played
59.
in Sindelfingen on the stage against someone that is not called Max Hopp, because he won't panic.
100.
It's interesting trying to read dart players. They do things that they don't realise they're doing. De Decker there looking at both score sheets. Just trying to see where Rob is. It's about to change. He should go 17s here.
139.
But he doesn't like the treble 17, does he? Who doesn't like treble 17? It comprises of a list of 1, and his name is Rob Cross.
140. Rob, you require 122.
Only a 2-point difference, but this shot much more awkward, especially now. Has to squeeze into treble 18, and he does so magnificently well. This for a 3-0 lead with De Decker on an 11 darter. Rob Cross misses the ball. Now, finishing has not been the strength of Mike De Decker so far in this game.
Next chapter
56
is another minimal miss.
Rob, you require 25.
But a miss is a miss. Double 8. Not the third dart again. Extra salt in the wound again, just like leg 2.
Fourth leg, Mike to third.
And this game is the poster child of that statement.
Is that partly because doubles have a more psychological element as well, which equipment can't really do anything with?
Maybe. But the way the darts behave in the board, it'll be slightly different potentially, so you have to find new sweet spots.
64.
Look at different
Mike,
tendencies.
161.
Well, that's a great last dart.
Rob, you require 127.
Rob's biggest finish of this match is 40. Is that about to change? Bull will tell us. Tell us a story, Bull.
Games on the fifth leg. Rob Cross.
Well, that is a champion finish.
Sixth leg and Mike to third first.
Get the 25 and then the 57. You can leave 170.
100.
Rob is strolling towards the finishing line here. That 127 on the Bull came in leg 5.
123.
This finish is remarkably similar.
121.
And if he were to find the Bull again at the end, game over. But he decides not to go Bull last.
65.
Sign of confidence, perhaps.
104.
104 for Mike De Decker. Not on the 16s. No, it's the 19s instead. Double top.
84.
That might be the last dart that De Decker throws. It has not been a good performance on the doubles, and Rob Cross is the type of player who punishes. His favourite double 18 for the match and a place in round 3.
38.
Unexpected, perhaps.
Mike, you require 20.
Very much so. I think everybody here, including Mike, thought that was going.
10.
Can anybody smell
Rob, you require 18.
the end? Because Rob on 9s, or the equivalent of, is now looking at the top right corner again.
Now the bottom right corner.
14.
And that is 4 missed match darts for Rob
Mike,
Cross.
you require 10.
Mike can't believe he's still throwing. The name of the game for him right now is to keep throwing.
Mike De Decker. Ninth leg.
If there are still rounds to go in boxing, you keep punching. People like Michael Smith, Johnny Clayton.
140.
He sets up another match-winning chance here. That's a really good visit from Mike.
Rob, you require 130.
Considering how many darts Rob's already missed for the match, just stick around in case he does a little bit more of the stuff that he doesn't want to do.
90.
He decides to lead tops this time, which would get the job done. Look at the smile from De Decker.
180.
Maybe a parting gift to the Sindelfingen crowd. De Decker shakes his head. It's been that kind of frustrating performance and day for De Decker. Rob Cross does not feel any sympathy for the Belgian as he advances into round 3. The scoring really, really good from De Decker, a first line average of 113. But when it's 3 from 17 on the outer ring, you are going to create problems for yourself.
If he'd had Dave's Euro Tour form.
Well, quite. Here we go. First maximum for Ross Smith. Kind of needed it here to protect his own throw. Can still be under some serious pressure.
There is another level to Smith. We
137.
saw it last night against Paul Kroner.
82.
That was one of the best performances this place has ever seen.
Tops. 2-1. Excellent stuff from Ross Smith. Now, yeah, everything about his game with Paul Kroner was brilliant. He looked focused. Well, he's fully 20 points off his average from yesterday, but he is finishing well, Ross Smith. And he does know if he continues to hold his throw, he wins this game, but can't keep on taking 6 visits to the board to hold your throw, which he's done 2 out of the 3 times, and expect Dave Chisnall to just let you do that. Chizzy, you would think, is going to force some chances.
58.
When asked yesterday, Ross said he's known Chizzy forever. They have been knocking around the same circles for a very, very long time. In fact, Ross used to live in the northwest of England, not far from Dave.
He was up sort of Bolton way, wasn't he? A spell, now back in the south coast.
99. Dave, you require 90.
Well, in this spot, you can do whatever you want. This could work.
Game
That'll work a treat.
Dave Chisnall.
You're following each other in this game.
Somebody has a golden chance to break in a tight game. They miss that chance and they are immediately broken in the next leg.
97. Ross, you require 167.
Needless to say, he doesn't want to leave 17.
135.
He was about a centimetre away from leaving 2.
It's Ross Smith time to use the power of science.
100.
Chizzy with a third 180, applying the pressure. Does it matter? Chizzy blinked in the previous leg. Ross Smith doesn't. The finishing might be getting him through this. He's pretty close to a spot in the final day to face Luke Woodhouse here. One good setup shot.
140.
He is down to a 3-figure out. And Chizzy will not get to one. Ross Smith has got 2 visits from here to close it out, to beat Dave Chisnall for a 5th time in a row.
161.
That's mad when you think about it. Just how crucial was that 7th leg?
90.
71 is a number that can yield tops, but he doesn't want tops. He would much prefer to have 2 darts at double 16
92.
to finish his second day of the tournament
71.
undefeated.
Double 16. Next door for double 8. And that will do it. Ross Smith makes it 5 wins in a row against Dave Chisnall. Yesterday, it was a complete performance against Paul Kroner. His scoring was not there today, but the finishing bailed him out. That and a trio of missed darts at double top from Dave Chisnall that would have put him in the lead in the middle of the game. Chizzy departs. It's more disappointment for him at the Glass Palace. Ross Smith, last year's beaten finalist, is still in the hunt to claim this title and what would be a maiden Euro Tour crown.